Hello, my name is Connor Wood, and this is going to be the last update to the Capstone before the showcase itself, which is the third and fourth. Uh, we are in the last stretch. This is literally the last 2 days before the actual Capstone day that we can crunch things in for the Squire, and we have been updating this thing like crazy. I was looking at all the commits that were happening earlier on the GitHub, and there was, I think there was maybe 20 within the last 3 days that we've done, and that's just been rehauls and new files, and it's been pretty crazy for us. It's a lot of sleepless nights, basically. Uh, so I wanted to show what I've been working on because I have been working on a few things. Nothing too crazy, nothing overkill, especially for compared to what the other two have been doing. You can check out their videos. I'll make sure I link their YouTube channels and LinkedIn's in the description. But like I was working on my parallaxing background again because it worked perfectly when the camera was sitting still, but then I had to rehaul the entire thing because we got rid of the scene manager that was in here. If you go back to my video where I covered that, we had a bunch of scene manager lines, and it was very long lines of code that did not need to be there. So I got rid of all of that entirely. We've also included an image in this because the last this one here renders as the image of the background, of which I believe was working in that video. But once I had my rehaul, it was not rendering properly, and I could not place Y, but I solved my issue because this was my issue, but I wanted to make it nice and easy and just put this in the center of the screen anyway. So I have two different versions of the background. One's just to make sure that the tiles stay where they need to be and they still parallax properly, and then the other one here is just to control the image itself. It's still just as confusing as it was. I'm not gonna try and say what this was again because I had enough of a hard time doing it in the last video. But this is one of the major things I worked on, including the spiker enemy, of which I was going for making a parabolic attack, so like the attack would follow a parabola towards the player, but it got a little buggy, to say the least, and it just stopped working basically. So gave up on that entirely, and we just went with a straight shooting thing. But here is the engine in full blown because, oh my god, it has been really improved upon. You can already hear it a little bit in the background just behind my voice here. We have sound in the game. I mean, we've had it for a while, but now it's a full music. Like, there's music, there's voice effects, of which I'm gonna turn off just for the playthrough of this. I don't know if this will stay on the screen. Yeah, no, it showed up. Alright, so yeah, we have a full screen of the game, of which you can see it changing. I don't have a display on, but you can see that the window's changing size anyway because I have it to the full setting of itself, so that's good enough. You guys get to see that it's actually changing size there, which is good. But these all change the aspect ratios. I might deafen some people here, so early warning to headphone users. The volume sliders work, which is pretty cool. I'm going to turn this up a bit because I feel like this is a little bit low for my taste, but and then we're just gonna hop right in. This game has blown up tenfold, and it is great. We have UI. It tells you A and D to move. It is pretty easy. You can see the background image is a little janky, but I don't know how to fix that. It just happens to be that way because that's the way the camera moves, because it's based on camera position. So are the tiles that are moving in front of us, which is my parallaxing background there, and they look pretty good. We've already gone through like 2 cycles of at least both of them, so that's pretty cool. I've also worked on the drop through platform here. I was pretty proud of it. Basically, you press S to drop through it. When you land on it, without my hands off the keyboard here, you don't fall through it, and then you hit the S button, and you fall right through. I'm going to wall run back up here just so you see it's not like a Boolean that I press once and it's game over, basically. I'll land back on top of it, and I can fall through again. It's just a quick timer thing. You just basically run that way. I'm noticing I'm falling through the blocks a bit. I believe that's because my recording software is eating up my CPU. But oh well. Anyway, we also have this fireplace here. That's something new that we didn't have in the last video that I showed. Basically, this is like the flag at the end of the map on Mario. You get to this, you beat the level. All you got to do is touch it, so I'm just going to touch it here. And it goes to the next scene. The music does not cut out because it's actually run in the game. It's not run in the scene itself. So now we're in scene 2. And we're going to get to this block here, and it says press left or right arrow to swing our sword. So, I do just so. And we get a nice little sound effect with it too. So, that's pretty cool. And we're going to drop down here to this slime that's over here, this ooze. He damages us, and the heart in the top left breaks. And you even get a quick little sound effect to just show you that you took damage. We also have the darts that make a throwing sound effect too. There is a death sound effect. I'll run into the fly here. I'll make him kill me just so you guys can hear it. It might come through. Yeah, it's a little bit of a thud to the death, and then it reloads the scene that you're currently in. Oh, mine broke. Was running a little too fast. It's definitely the CPU of messing with like eating up my my CPU there, because it's at 21% just running the recording software itself. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to replay through here. Oh, I didn't turn it off. Press escape. You return to main menu. Just gonna turn down the voice off. That's our buddy Grayson. He very, very helpfully gave us a voiceover for our game, which was stupendous of him. I don't have any contact info of him, but I believe I have it on LinkedIn, so I can probably put that in the description as well. So let's just run through this map real quick, as fast as I can. Alright, back to scene 2. Sorry for the delay. And we will jump. Just going to try and jump over the slime here, even though I never make it, even when my CPU isn't being eaten up by our recording software. So yeah, as you saw the fly earlier, this block explains to dash using the left shift button. So we have this fly here, and when you attack him, he has this gas that you can damage you, and it damages you quick, so you might want to not be in it for too long. We're also going to have to worry about those spikes coming through the wall, as we have a guy over here, and that said F to fire arrows, so I'm going to wait for these arrows to come in, and I'm going to throw mine, and it's going to damage this guy here. This is the one that I was talking about with the parabola attack. Sadly, it didn't come out the way I needed it to, so we just went with a straightforward attack like the player does. But anyway, it works fine, and then we hit this last flag, and that will end the game. Jake was mentioning working on a boss in his video, of which like I said, will be putting in the description. But that's it. I was working on these campfires that you find at the of the levels. I also worked on that spiker enemy, which was the last enemy I fought. The background as well, and that drop through platform that we went through. But yeah, this has been Connor. This is the last Capstone update before the actual showcase itself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little this game that we're making. Cheers.